All right, I wanted to do just a viral topic, right? I usually do a celebrity, but I want to do a viral topic on this man who had his driving privileges suspended, right? So let's talk a little bit about this man because I pulled a message on him. And of course, he had the musician in reverse, which means he's basically manipulating everyone. He is basically being deceitful and actually just flat out lying, right? So I just wanted to just talk about this. So his name, they say, man who went viral for his driver's license drama was arrested again for an outstanding warrant, right? I'm getting this from Hollywood Unlocked. I posted it on my Instagram, which is Blue Nola Official. It says the man who gained viral attention for his driver's license drama found himself in trouble once again after a recent court appearance. Harris, who appeared before a judge Wednesday for outstanding warrant, was ultimately sent back to the Washington County Jail. Chat. I don't know how to pronounce that. Y'all, good luck with that in the chat if y'all want to try to correct it. During the hearing, Harris attempted to shift the blame for his suspended driving record onto a Saginaw friend of the court, claiming that they were responsible for the failure to lift his suspension in the child support case. However, court officials revealed that Harris had not paid the necessary fees to the clerk's office, resulting in a clearance that was never being sent to the Secretary of State. The Judge Simpson, made it clear that Harris was solely at fault for this situation. To make matters worse, Judge Simpson revealed the fact that Harris had never possessed a license in his good old U.S. of A. ever. All right? And that he clearly was aware of this because he was renewing his state ID every single year. So he was going to the DMV, standing in line, renewing his state ID, never applied for a license. So this man was well aware that he didn't have a license. And when the news person asked him, have you ever had a license? You know, of course, he started acting like he was trying to recollect his memory. And he was trying to, and then eventually he just said he didn't remember, right? Mighty ironic. But had they not followed up, had this judge not followed up, and this court had not followed up, this man would be playing sympathy and payola upon the great people of this old US of A, right? If a person has not had a license in years, and this person has been not caught once, but now twice without a license, what do you expect of this person? Come to find out, he also had a bench warrant. This bench warrant was from 9 years ago. Remember what I told y'all last night in the Krishan Rock thing? We want Krishan to be okay and not be in jail. I'm not going that direction, but eventually it catches up to you, right? A situation can happen, a type of accident, some driving situation, a verbal things. Eventually you get caught, right? Just imagine you living 9 years under a bench warrant. So Spirit, give me the energy around this man, Mr. What is his name? I think his name is Corey. Hold on, let me look it up.
Twist.
Okay, let's look at
twist for the man who went viral for driving during a virtual court hearing for suspended license.
Corey Harris showed up in person at a Washtenaw County courthouse today, hoping to set the record straight and put this entire saga behind him. Instead, we're reporting on a brand new chapter.
7 News Detroit reporter Kimberly Craig has been keeping up with the twists and turns of this one. She was in court today as it all unfolded.
Well, nothing like the way Corey Harris thought it was going to go in court today. The judge started off by slamming Corey Harris, saying he's never even had a valid driver's license. And the afternoon ended with going to jail.
The person that needed to be blamed is the person that he was staring at in the mirror. He didn't do what he should have done.
The judge came ready to set the record straight with Corey Harris, who has claimed that he thought the suspension on his
I want y'all to hear the
Well,
part.
I'm suspended in 2022. That required Mr. Harris to do something. He didn't do it.
The judge said Harris never paid his clearance fees with the court or the Secretary of State to lift the suspension. But that's not all.
He has never had a Michigan license. Ever.
We asked Harris yesterday if he ever had a valid driver's license. He claimed he didn't remember. Do you ever recall having one? Having a driver's license?
I knew I had it.
A driver's permit or?
I believe. I don't know. I can't say yes and I can't say no.
Yes.
Wow, Corey Harris, right? So let's pull some cards for Mr. Corey Harris. Of course, the legal situation will continue, even though he's gone viral and people feel a certain amount of sympathy for him and they thought it was funny. This represents a court. The court is very clear and direct in their decision. This represents clear thinking, and this represents they are telling the truth about Corey Harris, right? He again has failed to do it. This man has lived his life selfishly. Just think about if he's doing this other things that he's not being responsible for. Hence the child support situation, hence clearing his fees, hence doing his license. This is a ripple effect of things, right? This talks about selfish. This talks about debt and one-sided. So he is a one-sided vision. It's clear narcissistic tendencies, etc., etc. This talks about is there's a lot of confusion around it. It's considered confusion overload. Even his lawyer, right? The lady, she seemed like she was like, wait, what's going on? We going from this extreme to that extreme to blame your client. Talk to your client. Get clarity with your client. This is going to be eventually resolved, but just know he has in his messages a lack of maturity. He has also in his messages disregard for the consequences, and he has another message here around unrealistic expectations. I would not be surprised if Mr. Corey Harris, we see him back in the news down the road. All right. And this is because he still got stuff up his sleeve as it relates to not following policy, procedures, rules, and regulations. So I don't give a damn if it's 3 years from now. We will be seeing Corey Harris again in the news some way, somehow or another for his behavior or what he does or not doing, because there's something else about another issue, right? And that issue could even be a driving issue, you know. So just don't be surprised if you see Mr. Corey Harris back in the news on some foolishness and some bull crap. All right, he's not telling the truth. It looks like he'll get some attention out of this. Maybe he'll get a couple of dollars and do a little couple of interviews, because he has a musician returning to him, and that musician is returning to him as a form of communication. He can totally parlay this into maybe content creating, getting online, talking about it, monetizing it, doing some interviews. There's a monetization factor here. But again, just know once all the dust settles and the laughs are over and the jig is up, that Corey Harris seems like he'll be back in the news with some more foolishness. All right, sir, get your license. First of all, go get a book, go take a class, get an actual license so you can actually start driving with legally. Now, what's crazy is people have it makes me so confused how people are so confused about the suspension. If you've never had a license, just think about this for a second. If you have a 19-year-old that doesn't have a license and they steal your car, how else will they add to your record, right, that you were in an incident where you didn't have a license? They are going to still notate your privileges are suspended. So even if you don't have a license, the point is that your privileges are suspended. Even when you have a license, right, and you get a suspension, it's suspending your privilege. Now, the requirement is that you bring your license to the DMV, or, most times the police will catch you if you have a suspension. They'll take your license from you. But what happens when the person doesn't have a physical license? They have to notate that person as having suspended privileges. They have to notate that something. I don't understand how hard it is. And this is like literally, I think a lot of people need to go back and get into their driving books, back to the basics. I mean, but I think too, the DMV, they're so focused on suspending your license that they need to start the wording on everything moving forward since this incident happened is that your driver privileges have been suspended. Thus, therefore, your driver's license has been suspended. I think they need to start with your actual privileges have been suspended, because so many people seem so confused by the fact, like, well, how does he get suspended if he doesn't have a license? His driving privileges were suspended. He was caught driving without a license. They notated his privileges were suspended. So I think the DMV may have to go back and do a little rework around the wording and how they're setting the tone, because people really believe that, that a person can just, they were so confused about how a person can get suspended without having a license. His privileges were suspended. So I think the DMV might want to go back and do like an overhaul and just make that communication clear. Your license, your driving privileges have been suspended, right? You do not have a license. Your driving privileges have been suspended on license number da 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 da. They may want to go back and clarify that, because so many people, it's just shocking to see how many people seem so confused by that. So anyway, this is on Mr. Corey Harris. We wish you the best of luck, sir. He is a master manipulator, in my opinion. I didn't believe him for 1 second. I knew that court had him right. He was looking too goofy, in my opinion, when it first went down. He was looking too damn goofy. And the problem that I have with Corey is that he sat there and he was driving knowing that he didn't have a license at all, right? And these are the same people that will hit your car, don't have insurance, don't have a license, and now you got to go through hell and high water, right, to get your car repaired, to get and go through your insurance. That's why you have to have this uninsured motorist stuff on your car, because of people like Corey Harris. When you look at it in the big picture, right, people like Corey Harris make it harder for the rest of us. So while it's funny, this is why our insurance is more expensive, because of people like Mr. Corey Harris. So take care, stay blessed, encourage, empower, and thank you for allowing. And trust me, if he don't have a license, he don't have insurance. You don't have insurance, because the first thing he got to produce when he goes to get any type of insurance, first of all, when they pull him up, is some sort of record that he has a license to even drive. So how is he insured on a car for driving? That means he doesn't even have insurance. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. This is a viral topic on Mr. Corey Harris. Bye-bye.